It's time once again for another episode of the Buckhead Business Show. Being brought to you by the Buckhead Business Association. Broadcasting live from the Pro Business Channel studios in Atlanta. And now, here's your host for today's episode.
Well, good morning, Buckhead. We are here with Rich and Michael, and it's the Rich and Mike show this morning, but it's actually the Pro Business Channel show, and it's the Buckhead Business Show. So we're bringing you some business expertise in some certain areas this morning. I know you've all probably looked at those little handheld devices, and you were in the gamification mode. We're going to talk a little bit about the games and competition and one-on-ones. We're going to talk a little bit about real estate. I know everybody's got a home, wants a home, needs a home, and lives in a home. And then we're going to talk a little bit about, in case something goes wrong in your home, you're going to be able to help work with the financial issues that might have caused in your life. So we're going to have a great show this morning. We've got Roger Ross is going to be up first. We've got Daryl Hill. And, of course, we've got beautiful Carla Ham with us, who's a Keller Williams representative here in the metropolitan area. So let's get right into it this morning as we think about the Buckhead Business Association co-hosts this show, sponsors it along with Pro Business Channel to give business leaders and speakers the opportunity to explain a little bit about their business, to explain why they're experts, and let them have some authority in the marketplace. So, Roger Ross, you're helping us with gamification. Talk a little bit about what this game of you've got working on yourself.
Well, this game has been developed by a company that's come over here to America. It's a sports app. It's going to be a live, interactive sports app that's going to allow you as the individual to watch the game and interact with it on your telephone. Okay,
so it comes from across the water, and so we're focused primarily on soccer?
Now we're going to be starting with soccer, and we're going to be starting with the NFL.
Okay, and so you talk about the process. What got you into this marketplace? You say you brought this in, so you must be a soccer fan, a football as we call it.
Well,
kind of football.
Yes, I am. I'm a major football fan, especially a Patriots fan. I'm just a little nervous here, so.
Oh, that's okay. That microphone will not bite. I guarantee it.
So far no one's been injured during recording one of our shows. Yeah.
No pets or participants have been bothered here.
Well, I'm semi-retired. I'm an entrepreneur, and when I saw this, when a friend of mine approached me about this business, I said, "This is a no-brainer," because people are on their phones all the time. You go to Disney World, they're on their phones, they're on their apps, making appointments to go here, to go there, or whatever they're going to be doing. And people are constantly downloading games like Pokemon and Candy Crush. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
So you're going to get yourself a little bit of piece of that as you work with the sports you enjoy.
Yes.
How does this product launch out? Is it just a simple app that we download?
It's going to be a simple app that you can be downloading, and we're going to be providing people with a code to enable them to get started with it.
So how do you provide me a code? Do I log on and register, or?
We're going to be starting next week, we're going to be pre-registering people to download the app, and then we're going to be sending them a code via email to get started with the game.
Okay, so you're going to get folks registered now. When you say we're going to be starting next week, is this product used in other parts of the world, or are we opening it here in America?
This is going to be viral. It's going to be going worldwide.
Good. Now, is this something you dreamed and developed? You've got a technology partner, or how did you get involved with this?
I was just approached by one of my business partners up in Boston, and about what they're doing, and it's a no-brainer. Particularly the way technology is today, with the way people are playing with their phones all the time, sharing it with their friends.
So this is going to be exciting.
It's going to be.
It's going to give us individual relationships, not only with the team, but do we get to kind of compete against the other guy?
You'll be able to have fun with your friends because as you interact with the game, you can be accumulating points.
Okay.
Whether somebody gets they're going to ask you questions like, is he going to get a first down? Is he going to get intercepted? Whether you're right or if you're right, you're going to accumulate points. If you're wrong, of course, you don't get points.
So this is sort of like a betting process?
No.
Okay, so you let me predict what's going to happen, and I get rewarded for the result. That sounds like a little bit of special gaming to me. How's that going to work in terms of national rankings? Are we going to have a...
yes.
We're going to have
you'll be able to have games with all your friends. As you play along with the game, There'll be a lot of other professional sports professionals that also you'll be playing along with.
So will this move into other sports like lacrosse and baseball and
baseball?
So that'll go.
And the NBA be coming along, NHL, lacrosse,
Now
soccer.
there's a lot of revenue streams here, Rich. I know you used to do a lot of sports stuff. So
what about checkers and chess? Can Michael and I compete on that?
Chinese checkers maybe because they'd roll off
Monopoly,
the table.
Yeah. So from a business standpoint, so Roger, is there a freemium opportunity, and then you also kind of buy credits for the games and so forth? Or?
Yes, that is also a part of the game. We all know when you're playing a lot of these games online, you're looking at advertising.
Right, yeah.
And online advertising is big, right? So
because a lot of people are watching less TV, they're on their phones. So a lot of these major corporations like Ford and General Motors, they're putting their ads on these games.
They want to get in front of those sports fans, right?
Right.
So, but is there two different offerings? What I'm asking, is there a freemium where you have the paid advertising, but there's also do you buy points to compete with each other kind of thing, or credits on the game?
The players can accumulate points or tokens by watching commercials. If they don't want to watch the commercials, then they have the ability to pay.
Yeah. I just downloaded an app. I'm trying to think of what it was, and I think it's one of our podcast platforms, and they have a small banner ad down there, and it's free, but for $2.99. I hope it's not by the month or the year. I think it's a one-time. I can eliminate all the advertising. So, meanwhile, how would folks reach out to you or find out more about the upcoming offering launching?
Well, the name of my business is the Live Sports App.
Okay.
With one P in the app. Okay, livesportsapp.com. And right now we're trying to reach out to parents and college kids because we have a way of helping a lot of these college kids graduate debt free.
All right. Well, that sounds good to me. So again, you just go
that's a little pivot.
Go to thelivesportsap.com. And Roger, so hang tight. We're going to circle back around. So
remember
Michael?
here, that's I think there's going to be a lot of folks walking around the malls here in Buckhead. Maybe they won't be shopping as much. Maybe they'll be looking at that little app and involve themselves in the game. So remember, we're sponsored by the Buckhead Business Association. They're one of our co-sponsors in this program, and we're all business folks. I love the idea you're an entrepreneur. We love the idea that you have an accent telling us that you've moved to Atlanta from somewhere else. So people come here in good times and bad, and when they come to start new businesses, we're very excited about that. Now let's move over and talk about a little bit of real estate, because these people who are going to sit on their sofas and play this game, let's get them a good sofa. Let's get them a nice house. So, Miss Carla, let's talk about what you do with Keller Williams and how you got involved with real estate.
Okay, great. Well, I got involved in real estate about 4 years ago officially, but about 10 years ago unofficially. I have a background in business-to-business sales, contract negotiations. I worked for Georgia Pacific. I worked for a company called Cancer CarePoint, where I recruited physicians nationally in radiation oncology. So I would negotiate those contracts with the hospital systems and things there, and I found out I wanted to negotiate contracts about something fun and participate in someone's dream. And whether that be a dream in selling their home or a dream for them to buy their dream home. So I went ahead and made that transition, and I'm not looking back. It's been fantastic.
Now, so that's been about 20 years ago, 15 years ago? I don't know. We don't need to know exactly. I noticed you said premium and premier homes and so forth. So
yes.
Talk about some of your most happy clients.
Some of my most happy clients, I sell a lot in the Johns Creek, Alpharetta, Cumming, and Milton areas, and also in Buckhead and Midtown, of course. My happiest clients are the ones usually who have tried to sell their property on their own as a for sale by owner. And then they, throw in the towel and give me a call, and I'm able to get them more than what they were listing it for, aside from my fees.
They need that professional help, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because there's more to marketing a home than just putting it on the MLS. I go way beyond that. I put my own dollars out there to advertise that property in ways that are innovative, cutting edge, that a lot of real estate agents aren't using. So I actually invest in selling that property and getting it seen and making it rise above the roar of other properties. Because right now on the market, there are about 41,000, I believe, 141 homes for sale. How do you stand out?
It's very difficult unless you paint it bright red or something.
Well, paint it bright red with my name on it, Carla Ham and Lotus Premier and Luxury Team.
Well, I use that because I know you work with a company that's got a red logo. So,
yes, sir.
Well, Carla, let's just visit. People always like to know, how do you reach out and find you?
Well, the best way to find me is via my website at www.carlaham.kw.com. You can actually get a market analysis for your property there. Also, I provide more than just selling properties. For all of my clients, I have a concierge service that adds staging. Staging is a big thing right now if you want your property to be sold quickly and have multiple offers. So they can also visit my website at www.stageitsold.
I like that title. That's a pretty cool title. Before we get off of real estate for a moment, you mentioned there's 41,000 plus or minus homes for sale in Atlanta. Is that what's the average time a house stays on the market and the segments you sell in?
Okay. Typically now, I've actually gotten in my numbers this morning because I'm always monitoring the market. For a property price anywhere from $200,000 up to $350,000, it's going to be anywhere from 19 days on the market to 31 days on the market. And that's for a house that isn't staged. Right now, I can tell you I've had 6 homes that got multiple offers this week.
Wow.
On the market less than 24 hours.
Holy smoke.
Yes. So it's that added professional photos that I get done. I use the 6-foot real estate sign. I advertise on multiple social media platforms to get my clients' homes sold.
Well, Rich, let's let you out of being a real estate advertiser because you're not 6 feet tall.
Yeah, I thought it was a 6-foot rule that anybody within 6 feet of her, consider it sold. Yeah,
yeah.
I think somebody bought something in the elevator from her. I'm not, or maybe she listed their house.
Do we still own the studio here, or is it up for sale? What's this for sale by owner sign out here? Yeah.
No, it's not a for sale by owner. I know that's a humorous part because you do mention you help the people who've already tried to help themselves. Talk about for sale by owners just for a moment. Talk about the pitfalls as well as how people think they're going to get over?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I've been there too at one time in my life. So typically a for sale by owner is someone who's very savvy, business savvy. They're successful in their arena, and they want to go ahead and sell their property to maximize their profit. The pitfalls with that is the typical buyers that go to a for sale by owner are looking to lowball.
That's right.
They're looking to get something that off retail price. They don't want to pay retail. So when they come and they make offers to the for sale by owner, they're, offering 10% less than what they have it listed at.
Exactly.
So that's one thing. Also, the limited marketing that's available to a for sale by owner. Yes, you can get it put in the MLS now and it'll appear on Zillow and other websites like that. But is someone actually taking your home and having it put on money.com?
Money.com. That sounds like a place to sell it.
Things like that. I'm the someone that can do that for them, and I invest to do that before we even go to closing because I don't get paid until I close.
That's right. Nobody gets paid until the check actually does clear. So.
Exactly. Very
Very good. Well, thank you for making that pretty clear to us, Carla. You're doing something you really love. You really enjoy it. Your clients are certainly benefiting. I love the concierge approach because I just had a neighbor last night move out, and I'm sitting there looking, going, "Oh, he doesn't know what else he's going to get into."
Oh, yeah.
He's moving to a new house, and he thought he was. When he waved goodbye to the van, he thought it was over, and I thought, boy, the new adventure just starts. So
yes, and I actually stay in contact with my clients after the move. I help coordinate their movers. I have no contractors to help repair their properties. I have everything you need in order to get the property sold.
Well, in case you get down the road here, we've also got one of our other guests in the studio today. Daryl is representing an organization which helps get people out of the challenges they sometimes get into when they get too much house, not the right house, maybe the wrong neighborhood, maybe whatever's happened to them, puts them a little bit, as we might say, nearly upside down. Daryl, you want to tell us how you got into this business, a little bit about what your fun part of the business is? Because I know helping people is just like Carla. You like to help the folks out.
Well, yeah, I'm like Carla. I like to help people out, but I primarily love to help people be educated dealing with their homes when it comes to reducing, restructuring, or potentially setting them up for a debt elimination. As we both know, a lot of good people have bad situations happen every day where it may be due to illness, divorce, various amount of situations that have occurred.
Yeah, some people get into challenges not because it's their fault. I may have not mentioned it, but Daryl works in the foreclosure industry, if you haven't figured that part out. But he does it because it's a passion for him. Helping people get back to zero sometimes is a pretty important part of the home relationship. We all need to know. I'm sorry, yeah, go ahead.
No, you're absolutely correct, Rich. But the main thing is what we want to do, even before they buy a home, we love educating people about options they have. Because a lot of people, they come to us primarily and unfortunately after a foreclosure situation or a situation where they get into financial hardship. We want to help them plan, to understand, to prepare for down the road, not just today. We think that is crucial.
Mm-hmm.
And
how do you get people completely educated in the marketplace? I know, Carla, you probably do some help with some financial literacy issues.
Yes.
For folks who've been in challenges. I'm certainly you've been in the market long enough now. I don't want to go to a Q&A type time yet, but those are some interesting things. Daryl, talk about some of the pre-help that you give people.
Well, pre-help as far as what to look for in terms of whether you want to buy a home with equity in it, if you want to look at different options that are out there where you can buy short sales. There's a lot of different options, Rich. But primarily, we want them to also prepare for the worst, I guess. Expect the best, but prepare for the worst. I think most people get in situations where they get into a situation, and then only after they get in trouble, they're trying to figure out a way to get out of it. We want them to think with the ending in mind.
That first step's pretty hard to take back when you're stepping off a cliff, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. As some homeowners, first-time homeowners, and it doesn't matter the marketplace today. I know we all saw a lot of people in 08 who had no idea, or in 08 and 07 and 06 they had an idea, but they just thought everything would be great. And back about 10 and 12, people started to realize some of the ideas and answers, they couldn't wait it out any longer. So I'm sure you've gone through a lot of the cycle with folks.
Yeah, and that was one of the passions of mine, because I used to do mortgages, and I seen a lot of people end up losing their home due to lack of education and understanding. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to get in this industry. It's about not just today, but it's about long-term, keeping what you have long-term. Because so many people, as we know, they work so hard for what they have and put money, time, and energy. Well, we really want them to keep what they have. So we offer all kinds of programs to do so, even to the point where we had a lady about a month ago. She lost her home. She came to us after the foreclosure. She owed the bank like $450 on the property. Well, the investor bought that property back, and then we were able to take and buy the property back from the investor for less than $100,000. So that was a tremendous savings.
Where I'm from in Alabama, that's a big number. you certainly changed somebody's life.
Absolutely.
I hope that wasn't my investor that you. Now, as we look at it, just taking a moment and backing up at the process, what we're here in the pro-business environment, we're here trying to find and identify ways to help people. We've talked about how things change. Now, Roger mentioned as he came down from New Hampshire, we figured out where his accent was from. He had to be a homeowner in Atlanta. Roger, how'd you find your real estate agent here when you moved down?
Before we came down here, we kind of did some homework on the internet, local realtors of who could build for us.
Oh, you built your home?
We had to build our home.
Had to build a build.
But first we had to find the property to build a home.
Sure, you got to find that piece of land to get working, and there's people sell that. I was going to the point of, Carla mentioned marketing and mentioned front end marketing, getting your name out in branding, not only for Carla in real estate, but for Daryl and working with the foreclosure industry to get people to know who they are. And certainly as you do your viral gamification project, you've got to have people thinking about the brand. So if we don't mind, let's kind of focus and talk about the things specifically that we individually do every day, because I know, if I remember earlier in the studio, we all talked about this. You all met Pro Business Channel through a public event, And that's one of the things that Pro Business Channel does quite well is we have a pro business events group, and we do shows all over the city, so we expose people. Because one of the things we do and we believe in is people should have an opportunity to tell their story at their time when they need to tell it. And you always need to be telling your story, so you've got to know the right small portion of your story to deliver at the right time. The foreclosure guy, he's got a special time to tell, but when Carla's got a smiling, young, brand new, want to be a homeowner, it's a different story. So
Yes.
talk about how you market on a daily basis, and we'll kind of go around the table and look at that.
Okay. I have, actually, you can find my business profile on Zillow. You can also find my business profile on realtor.com. Just look for Carla Ham, and that's spelled C-A-R-L-A. Last name is Ham, just like the lunch meat. I'll help you bring home the bacon, though.
Oh, that's a branding story, and that goes.
Do we get some cheesy on that sandwich?
Would you like that
I couldn't resist.
Parmesan or cheddar?
I could not resist. And that last name is spelled H-A-M. So you can find me on Zillow. You can find me on Realtor. You can also find me on Yelp. I'm present there daily. I actually do marketing calls daily. Usually, you guys got the exception. Usually from 9 to 11 every day, I'm on the phone marketing my homes and finding homes for my first-time home buyers. Lots of times I can connect a first-time home buyer with a for-sale-by-owner owner and link them together that way. So I do that every day. Also, I do my social media every day, and I also do canvassing, and of course, I do my networking, because when you sell a home, you not only have to sell it to the end buyer, but you have to sell it to their agent first. If their agent doesn't like it, then they won't bring their buyer to that property. Sure. So I'm always going out and meet and greeting.
You've got a fun part of the job. Daryl, when you go out and look for those people, I don't want to say you look for the house with the grass in the yard, but how do you market?
Great question, Rich. We market a number of ways. We're on Facebook. We have a website, which is figww.com. We're on Twitter, Instagram. So it's a number of social media that we deal with. But we also, the other thing I was going to say, we not only deal with foreclosures or reducing debt, we also deal with also title work. We also help people that are dealing with, that want to protect their assets long-term with trust. And we have asset protection programs because, again, we want to help people keep what they have and empower them long-term, not just short-term. But we help a lot of people. Oh, and also I wanted to mention, it's not just in Georgia we do business nationwide. So we cover a lot of territory.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. Somewhere your home's going to be in trouble. Now, you guys are working a sort of existing business. Roger, you're working in kind of a new business. This is a new arena, but gamification is certainly getting a lot of momentum. But you mentioned taking this game virally, advertising to, I think you said college students and families or parents.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that, if you will, as we wrap up.
I like to doing a lot of things face to face. I go to places where people like sports, so I go to a lot of sports bars. I go to colleges, and I try to explain to students how we can help them graduate debt free.
Well, I was going to say, just take a moment. That's where I was going to focus on next. How does that encounter at the sports bar with a 21-year-old college student who's got a lot of debt and trying to get a job? How would have you helped them graduate debt free?
I would show him the business opportunity side of sharing the app. Because as the kids start sharing the app with their friends and their Facebook friends, that's going to help him gain the.
So we have sort of an affiliate program.
Yes.
One tells one, tells one, tells one, tells one, or two tells two.
It's the same way Candy Crush expanded and blew up. And
great. Well, let's kind of roll around the table here. I want to talk about how we get in touch with you. Roger, how do you get that app again?
The LifeSportsAP.com. I'm also going to be located on Facebook and LinkedIn.
And you are, Roger, what's your phone number in case somebody wants to give you a call?
713-205-5575.
Good. Well, we certainly appreciate you being in the studio today. Now, let's see. I'm going to say, let's buy the new house first. Carla, tell us again how to get in touch with you, phone number, and good stuff.
Okay, great. I'll go ahead and give my office number, which is 678-542 1927. And also my direct number is 404-944-3891. You can go to my websites at www.carlaham.kw.com or www.carlahamrealtor.com.
Very good. And now, Daryl, how do they find you?
Well, first of all, we have a website, which is FIGWW.com. That stands for Foreclosure International Group. Our direct phone number is 678-318-1778 or 770-256-7881. And we'd love to help you. We'd love you to prepare for your long-term journey in with buying a home and keeping a home.
Well, we certainly appreciate you being in the studios today, here supporting the Buckhead Business Association, of course, supporting small business in America, new ideas with a gamification app, the old idea of buying a home, which is a good thing, the best idea of protecting your assets. I really liked your part there, Daryl, about looking at trust and protection of assets, because I think it all comes down to education. As Roger said, if you can get that kid out of school without debt, he's educated better. And if you talk to people as they begin the process as opposed to when they're in the process, it's always better. So, Rich, kind of roll us back around, talk about what's going on with pro business events coming up.
Well, that is a great segue. So, as you mentioned, it is interesting. All of our guests we met and connected at an event here in Atlanta. So, we do invite you to check out probusinessevents.com, and you'll see the lineup of upcoming events. And but let's switch gears back to, as we wrap up in the last couple of minutes, to the BBA, as you know, being brought to you in part by the Buckhead Business Association. You can just go to buckheadbusiness.org and tune in each Tuesday morning for this episode and future episodes. But Michael, talk to us about the BBA as far as give your elevator pitch, why folks would want to join, and what opportunities for them to attend.
Well, as we just talked about earlier, getting out and being with people, being with the quality of folks that you're looking for is important. Of course, Buckhead Business Association is 65 years old. We meet every week, Thursdays at least, Thursday morning at 7. We meet at the City Club of Buckhead. Typically the third week of the month, we have an after-hour social, which is always a local hotspot, or as Rich would say, a watering hole here in Buckhead.
Right.
And then we have a couple of very special events. We just wrapped up a fabulous one down at the Stave Room. We had what we call the Taste of Buckhead.
Right.
It was a great, great event with good food, and we had 3 different kinds of bourbon that night. It was good stuff.
Right.
And then we
I only had 2. I felt like I was having a good time till I heard there was a third one I missed out on.
That's right, you missed out. And then we also do an annual luncheon, but we do some very special things. We have a signature lunch where we honor the police and first responders. But in reality, visiting with people every week is the only way you build a relationship. As Carla said, it's not only making those phone calls, but seeing people one-on-one and participating on a regular basis with folks you know, love, and trust. So we encourage you to join the BBA, at least if not a member, as sometimes a guest, which I did a survey, and we get all our members from guests.
Huh. That's odd how that works out. Yeah. It's good breakfast and coffee over the City Club, yeah.
That's right. We give it a great view of that $1 billion view of Buckhead, as we like to say.
All right. So having said that, we'll see you next time on the upcoming episode of the Buckhead Business Show.
Thank you for joining us and our guests on the Pro Business Channel. Use the social media links here to share today's show.